Hi, we have Jyotsna Ramachandran with us. She started her career in the retail industry. She's now running her own online publishing company called Awesome Life Resources and has also written her first book called Job Escape Plan. So please tell about your life journey. How did you start everything?
Yeah, sure, Hema. Hi. Basically, I started my career in the retail industry. When I was fresh out of college, I did my MBA in retail management and then I got placed as a management trainee with Future Group. So I was working in Big Bazaar, that was my first job. So then I worked with different companies in the retail industry for 5 years. From management trainee, I grew to a department manager and then a store manager, and then my last job was with Reliance as an area manager. So one fine day, I just decided to quit my job because I wanted to become an entrepreneur. But at that time I didn't have any idea what to do. So I sat at home for a month and started thinking what to do. And then I started asking my friends and family as to what are my skills and what are my strengths. So that 1 month break was essential for me to decide that I should start a staff recruitment company for the retail industry because I had by then developed a good network in the retail space. So I started Redefined Retail, which was my first company. I ran it well for 2 years. And then came another change in my life where my daughter came into my life. So that was a kind of a transition for me because I could not work as actively as before. So I wanted to work from home. I wanted to spend time with my family at the same time. So I started exploring opportunities online where I can just work for a few hours from home using my computer and run a business. So that's how I came across Kindle publishing, where I can publish ebooks on the Amazon.com website. And I started this business a year back called Awesome Life Resources. So today I've published over 50 different books online, and that's what I'm doing now, and it's become my passion now. So I've recently, as you were mentioning, written my own book called Job Escape Plan. That's basically to help employees to become entrepreneurs. So if any of you are aspiring entrepreneurs, you will love that book. So that's exactly what I'm doing now.
Tell us about few life-changing decisions that you had made.
Right from my college days, a lot of decisions have happened, and some have been really good and some have really helped me in learning a lot of new things. So I did my graduation in nutrition and dietetics. But I did not pursue my career as a dietitian because I did a few internships at hotels and hospitals, and I really didn't like the work environment. So I started looking for other career options. So just having a BSc would not do. So I went ahead and started looking for MBA programs. And I didn't want to do the usual marketing, finance, HR. So a college called Chennai Business School offered something new called retail management. So that really excited me, and I did my course in retail. And from there, I got placed as a management trainee with the Future Group, which has Big Bazaar, Pantaloons, and all these different companies. So working as an employee was very different from studying retail from a classroom. So as an employee, I learned a lot, because retail is quite a challenging field. On one side it is fun because you get to meet a lot of people, and you get to do your selling, and you always work as a team, so that's the best part of retail. But it also had its cons of working for long hours and working on weekends, always standing. So it was actually a mix of both. So from a management trainee, I grew to become a department manager with a Future Group, and then I joined from Pantaloons. I moved to a company called Aditya Birla, where I was the store manager for their brand called Esprit, and then I became an area manager in the same company. And then my last job as an employee was with Reliance Brands, where I was managing 3 different brands in Chennai. So basically my career progressed quite fast in the retail industry, and I would actually give the credit to the team that I was always managing in different companies, because in retail, the different targets that you achieve is not your own, because so many people add value to your work, and I always ensure that I was a good manager for my team, and I would work with them, understand what are their aspirations, what do they want, and work towards a singular goal. So that really helped me in achieving my targets, because only when your numbers are good you get promoted to the next level. And I also found good mentors. Most of my mentors were all the bosses in my different companies. So I would constantly go back to them and ask for feedback, ask what I'm doing right and what I'm not doing right, and most of them have been very good in giving me the right feedback and the right guidance. So that really helped me, because when both your subordinates and your superiors are your friends, life becomes good. So that really helped me in progressing in my career. So that was my journey as an employee. But in retail, beyond a point, it becomes monotonous doing the same thing over and over again. So after 5 years of working, I decided to do something on my own. So that was a transition time for me to become an entrepreneur.
What are your few mistakes that you could tell us, which were your greater learning in your life?
Mistakes, I would not say that they are mistakes, but actually they've helped me to learn a lot of things. For example, my first business, Redefined Retail, I started it with a lot of passion, and I managed to get some of the best clients, and I placed more than 100 people in 2 years, and it was wonderful. But the mistake I made in that business was that the business was run only by me. I had some employees who were working under me, but I did not empower them or train them enough to run the business in my absence. Therefore, when I went on a maternity break, the business actually, it lost the momentum because there was nobody to talk to the clients, nobody to coordinate the interviews. So, had I planned it in such a way that I had introduced the systems and structures that anybody could run their business in my absence, I think the business would have got to the next level by now.
What was the most, miserable step that you have taken so far, which had messed up a lot of things around you?
Okay, good question again. Actually, last year after my daughter was born, I started doing a lot of things apart from my staff recruitment company. I knew that I could not, take it to the next level or grow it. So I wanted to start another business. So I started learning about Kindle publishing on one side. On another side, I took up the franchisee of a chocolates brand, and then I also started learning web designing. I created a blog for my father, so I wanted to use that skill to start a web designing company. So basically, I was doing so many different things, and as a result, I hardly had any time for myself. So the basic reason why I became an entrepreneur was to have the freedom of time, but actually I became more miserable than my employee days. But I quickly realized that mistake I made. I was fumbling between different things for 3-4 months. Then I understood that what I'm doing was not right. So that's when I took the decision of focusing on just one of my businesses until it grows to such a level that it will be automated. So I chose Kindle publishing as that opportunity because I could see the future in that business, and I then started giving out the other businesses to other people to manage. So now my sole focus is this, so that I can put all my efforts and energy into this and learn and grow and take it to the next level. So I think that has been one miserable mistake I made, but I quickly corrected that.
How did your parenting help you as a person?
I must thank my parents for giving me a wonderful childhood. I am the only daughter for my parents, the only child. So usually parents would pamper such a kid, but my mom and dad never did that. They gave me the liberty and the freedom to make my decisions right from my young age. So be it choosing my career or my life partner or anything. So it has all been my own decisions, but they would always support me. So I knew that if any of the decisions went wrong, I can always go back to my parents. So that kind of comfort they gave me, but they never dictated terms to me. So I think that gave me the boldness and the courage to always be on my own.
What are your habits that has defined you as a successful person?
I keep evolving my habits, so that I can become better and better. Of late, especially after my daughter was born, I have realized that time is very important. So I've started managing my time in a much better way. So I've become a morning person. There used to be a time when I used to get up at 10:30 in the morning, but now I get up at 4:30. So that has really changed my life because as soon as I get up, I plan my day. I have a sheet where I exactly write down what are the things that need to be accomplished that day. So that makes me a lot more productive. I read my goals every single day. So I have a habit of writing down my goals for that particular year, breaking them into quarterly goals, monthly goals, and then a weekly plan. So I go through that every single day. So that's really been helping me. And I also like to stay motivated all the time. So I listen to a lot of these TED Talks and a lot of motivational speeches by a lot of people actually. So YouTube is always there on my phone. So I always at least one video a day is what I watch. So and I also constantly read books. So these are the things that I do to keep my mind in a positive state before I start my day. And health is again a thing which I've started paying attention to recently. So I go on a walk every evening. So this is again a time where I not just walk for my physical fitness, but I also reflect upon the day and I think about what are the things I need to accomplish for the next day. So basically, it's like a me time where there is no other distraction, and I just keep walking and talking to the universe.
Jyotsna, what is your message for freshers?
For freshers, my message would be that don't get caught up in the rat race, because your friend may get placed in one company and your CTC may not be as good as his. So stop comparing yourself with others. Take up a job that you think you're going to like. So do some internships beforehand so that you know that this is the kind of industry you will enjoy. The love for that job is much more important than the title and the salary that they're going to give you, because all that will anyway come in future. So don't go by that. And if you have a passion of being on your own, start working on your side business while you're working in some other company, so that one day, very soon, you can be an entrepreneur.
Great. Thank you so much, Jyotsna. It was wonderful meeting you and hearing your ideas. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.